I don't know the answer to this one. Well, sorry. First off, shout out to everybody tuning in. How y'all doing? I've been thinking about this since I saw it in the comment section. Ghost Rider versus Spawn. Which, by the way, I love doing these versus video reactions. So let me know in the comments below what other ones you want me to react to, and eventually I'll get to them. But this was one that stuck with me for a minute. I'm like, that's a good matchup right there. Ghost Rider versus Spawn. And before I watch the video, I always like to give who I would think would win first. And by the way, let me know in the comments who you choosing. I know Ghost Rider more than Spawn, but I know Spawn enough to think on the two of who will win. I, that's a tough one. I'm going to say Ghost Rider. From my remembrance, he has more in stopping Spawn than Spawn has in stopping him. That's a close one. Wow. I'm gonna say Spawn. I'm gonna say. I'm sorry. I'm saying. I said Ghost Rider. I said Spawn. I'm gonna say Ghost Rider. I think Ghost Rider has more. And I know people are thinking about the movie. Don't focus on the movie. There's a lot more to Ghost Rider than what the movie showed. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ghost Rider. So we'll see. Shout out to. Hold on. I always like to give a shout out to the main channel. Shout out to Dan Cole. I'm gonna put the original video in the description, so in case y'all wanna watch it yourselves without me, y'all can go check it there. But shout out to him. This is my first time reacting, to a video of his, and this one is gonna be a interesting battle. I'm sitting here like I'm saying Ghost Rider, but something in the back of my head is saying I'm wrong. I could be wrong. And which, by the way, for those, this is all characters that are not real. This is all fun, so I could be wrong. It is what it is. It's all good. I know some people take it too seriously. This stuff is not even real. It's all fun talk. Anyway, we're just chilling, having a good time talking about superheroes and fictional stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Intense intro. I like it.
So today we're taking two beings straight from the footsteps of hell and throwing them head to head. Ghost Rider versus Spawn. I'm excited about this one, so let's get started. Johnny Blaze, motorcycle stuntman, became bound with the spirit of vengeance known as Zerathos.
Love Ghost Rider. I gotta say this first. I hope Midnight Suns, Disney Marvel starts doing Midnight Suns. With Blade coming out. Hopefully they do Ghost Riders. The Moon Knight had a TV show. Hopefully that stuff happens and they do it right. But Midnight Suns is one of my favorite comics. I hope they do that and have it live action. That would be amazing, bro. Think about that. If it's done right, though. If it's done right.
Despair surrogate father. With the power to control hellfire and to inflict pain on those he deems evil with his penance stare, Johnny seeks vengeance as Ghost Rider. Johnny is the medallion of power, which is actually what gives Johnny the ability to turn into Ghost Rider. It also grants him superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability. As the Ghost Rider, Johnny's most notable ability is the penance stare. This attack causes others to experience a level of pain that is equivalent to what they've caused others as a result of illegal or immoral actions. Now, the way it works is that Ghost Rider locks eyes of his opponents while in close combat and makes them feel all the pain they've ever inflicted. However,
Look into my eyes.
The penance stare doesn't always work like it's supposed to. If Ghost Rider can't make eye contact, the opponent has more than two eyes, is blind, or is high on drugs like cocaine, then the penance stare won't work. Then the attack has actually backfired on him before, like when he used the penance stare on Venom and Ghost Rider himself was knocked out. Johnny also has a supernatural steel chain that he uses as a weapon. He's able to grow it in length, transform it into other weapons like a spear, spin it as fast as a drill, and separate into individual leaks and throw them at enemies. Ghost Rider is also able to vomit his chain at opponents, which might sound disgusting, but it's actually pretty cool looking. Johnny also has complete control over Hellfire and normal fire. It can generate and project Hellfire in massive amounts and manipulate any way that he wants. Ghost Rider also has a motorcycle, which can travel much faster than normal motorcycles and perform impossible feats, like driving straight up walls or across water, and it's even occasionally driven in the air. Blaze and Zerathos often battle for control, with Johnny usually having dominance and is a bit more compassionate. But when Zerathos takes over, his power increases exponentially to where he can easily battle against Doctor Strange and World War Hulk. And in the other corner, we have Spawn. Albert Al
This
Simmons
is a good
was a
matchup.
highly trained assassin, but was murdered by his employer and former friend Chapel. He sold his soul to Malbolgia. What even is that? Malbolgia? Okay, yeah, keep going. He's one of the many rulers of hell. In order to see his wife Wanda Blick again. However, Malbolgia, don't even know. What were they thinking? That's a stupid name. Anyways, he had other things in mind for Al and sent him back to Earth with no memory as a Hellspawn, one of his soldiers, to do his bidding. Now, the source of Spawn's powers come from necroplasm, which gives him superhuman strength and durability. He's even been able to easily lift an entire building and throw it. Spawn's main weapon is his symbiotic suit.
Dang, wait, did I hear that right?
Superhuman strength and durability. He's even been able to easily lift an entire building and throw it. Spawn's main weapon is his symbiotic suit, which is called Letha of the 7th House of K, or K7 Letha. The costume feeds all the necroplasm in his body, but the suit can also be powered by the evil from humans, certain animals like insects or bats, or even different parts of the city itself. This suit is actually connected to his central nervous system, and that allows him to control all parts of the suit. The suit even protects him when he's unconscious. Spawn uses the suit to create chains and spikes, and he's even able to attack enemies with his cape, and the cape has been able to cut and dismember limbs. Now what's interesting is that Spawn's powers are really only limited by his imagination, but because of his military training, he often prefers to use firearms instead of his powers. Spawn also has powers that are unique to him and other Hellspawns don't have them. He can detect when someone is in danger or has been killed, and he's also able to feel negative emotions like pain, hatred, and misery. There was also a time when Spawn possessed 6,000 souls inside his body and drew upon their powers, but those souls have now been removed. However, he still has access to their knowledge and experiences. Spawn also has access to a plethora of magical powers, as long as he has the energy stored to perform the abilities. Spawn can breathe hellfire, shoot energy blasts from his hands, generate electricity, set people on fire, can create and control plants, summon a Hellspawn army, teleport, turn intangible and invisible, phase through objects, stop time.
I forgot he can do that with the Hellspawn army.
Has a healing ability, can launch telepathic attacks, and has his own version of the Penance Stare, where instead of making people feel the pain of their past, souls that they have injured or wronged actually come back and attack the person's soul. Wow,
so Ghost Rider might not want to use that his ability because Spawn will use it right back on him.
Who wins? Who wins? Well, let's break it down. Alright, so this is a really popular matchup, and I can see why. Both of these guys are filled with exceptional demonic power, but I gotta get the edge of Spawn in terms of raw power, because his symbiotic suit allows him to do virtually anything.
That's what I was sitting here when he was explaining. I'm sitting here like, okay, hold on, Spawn might have an advantage here. Yeah, because of what all he just said.
Only limited by his imagination. However, here's the catch. Because of Simmons' military training and experience as an assassin, he sometimes prefers to use firearms or the weapons instead of his more magical powers. And from everything that I've seen, it's not like they're magical firearms, just regular old guns and bullets. On the other hand, Ghost Rider has fully embraced his demonic powers, and that's all he uses. So how would Ghost Rider hold up against these bullets? Well, he's completely bulletproof, as the bullets just ricochet off his magical bones or pass right through the space in between his bones. So those guns are going to be useless against Ghost Rider. But of course, Spawn isn't just bound to guns and can do essentially anything that he wants. But let's jump over a bit and see how or if Ghost Rider's powers would affect Spawn. Well, his Hellfire has affected and hurt demons before, and Spawn is a being of hell, so the Hellfire should in theory hurt him. However, Spawn has literally walked through a river of Hellfire, so I really don't think that Ghost Rider's attack is going to put Spawn down. It'll hurt him, but it won't defeat him. Well, let's move on and take a look at Ghost Rider's Penance Stare. Spawn has done some truly terrible things, and he also has the capacity to feel pain and misery, so if the Penance Stare works on him, then it's going to cause some serious pain. But the Penance Stare has overall been kind of all over the place. And there are a lot of times where it hasn't worked. Like when someone is high or just doesn't look Ghost Rider in the eyes. Simple as that. It also doesn't work on some people, like Deadpool, because he's kind of insane. It also hasn't worked on Venom before, and I'm under the impression that it's because of the symbiotic suit. The suit kind of creates a second layer on the person and protects them from making direct eye contact with Ghost Rider. Same if the person was blind or high. And you know what Spawn's main power is? His symbiotic suit. But then the question switches to, is Spawn able to defeat Ghost Rider? Well, with all his powers, I would say yes. Spawn has a lot more powers and versatility than Ghost Rider, and considering that Johnny Blaze controlled Ghost Rider, he's usually less powerful and not as ruthless. I would give the edge to Spawn. But just for fun, who would win after Spawn knocks Johnny Blaze out and Zarathos takes over? Well, Zarathos is one of the most powerful demons in all of Hell, and he should be able to take down a regular Spawn. But let's really get into it now and see who to win between a Zarathos empowered Ghost Rider and Divine Spawn, or Tree of Life Spawn. Now, for those that don't know, Divine Spawn is when the mother gave Spawn
I don't know much of this part of Spawn.
Tree of Life, and they gave him godlike powers.
Wait, let me hear that again. But yeah, I don't know much about this part of Spawn.
Now, for those that don't know, Divine Spawn is when the mother gave Spawn a piece of fruit from the Tree of Life, and they gave him godlike powers. He was able to use his powers to destroy all of heaven and hell's forces, and reconstructed all of earth and its people. He even trapped God and Satan in their own realms to fight. That is an insane.
I didn't know anything about that.
Divine Spawn definitely wins that fight. So overall, I would say that Spawn has just demonstrated a whole lot more power than Ghost Rider through the years, and should be able to defeat him in this fight. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts.
All right, so yeah, like I said earlier, I had a feeling that I was going to be wrong. Something told me in the back of my head, and it's because I didn't know everything about Spawn, which I did say in the beginning. But to be real, forget them facing them teaming up. That would be sick. I know it was a comic way back when. I can't remember what the title was called. I think it was just called Batman and Spawn. But as a Batman fan, to have him and Spawn team up for one comic, I think it was one. It could be more comics, but I knew one where they was teaming up together. I thought that was sick. I remember at first I was like, how? But I was like, whatever. It doesn't matter. It was still cool regardless. I enjoyed that one. But to see Ghost Rider and Spawn together with both of their abilities, it's kind of similar. I would like to see something like that. Maybe it has. I don't know. Maybe it has. I just never seen it. But let me know in the comments who you chose. But yeah, something in the back of my head was saying I was wrong with choosing Ghost Rider. But it is what it is. It's all fun. But again, let me know in the comments who other ones you want me to react to, and eventually I'll get to it. But yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to Dan Co again. I'll put the original video in the comments below. In the description below. All right, I'll check y'all later.